Is Bollywood's ship sinking? The biggest crisis in the 100-year-old industry has already begun. Imagine an evening when the breeze at Mumbai's Marine Drive no longer carries the old magic. When the noise of shooting on the hills of Film City starts fading. When the shining vanity vase of big stars stand parked one by one, empty. And when the silence outside a major production house's office becomes a sign that something is changing. Changing in a way no one ever imagined. There was a time when Bollywood wasn't just a film industry, it was the emotional engine of millions of Indians. But today, the 𝐼𝐸 Bollywood is going through a new phase. A phase where investors are stepping back. The spell of big films is breaking, and for the first time, it feels like this giant ship is slowly getting stuck somewhere in the middle of the sea. And the real question is Bollywood really sinking? And if yes, then why? This story is not just about films, but about the economic earthquake that has already begun behind the scenes. And if even a small part of this story turns out to be true, then the future of Indian cinema won't remain what we've known. That's why every second of this video is important. Because this collapsing trust in Bollywood isn't just about one industry, it is the deepest surgery of millions of jobs, thousands of creators, and the backbone of India's cultural economy. The hottest question inside Mumbai today is, despite such huge budgets, such big stars, and such a massive market, why is the mood of investors collapsing? Why is it that the 𝐼𝐸 people who once stood in line to invest money in films can now be heard saying, risk too high, returns unpredictable? The real story begins with those deals that have exposed the pulse of this industry. Like the massive 1,000 crore deal in which Aadar Poonawalla and Dharma Productions joined hands. From the outside, it looked like a glamorous moment. But from the inside, it was the biggest mirror of the industry's financial pressure. It was a signal that to run Bollywood now, creativity alone is not enough. What it needs is cash flow management, investor confidence, and financial discipline. There was a time when big names alone could attract investors. Today, those 𝐼𝐸 investors say, a name may work, but the numbers must work too. But it is the numbers that are hurting Bollywood today. Big budget films, grand sets, VFX-heavy visuals, heavy star fees, all of this works only when the audience spends money at the box office. But the truth is that in the past few years, the audience's trust has broken. Many films on which 150 to 300 crore rupees were invested collapsed on the opening weekend itself. And when big budget films start flopping repeatedly, the first reaction of investors is pull back, because films look glamorous. But in reality, this is the most unpredictable business. The problem for investors is not just flop films. The real shock came from star fees. Today, many stars demand 50 to 100 crore in fees, but their box office pull is no longer what it used to be. The audience's taste has changed. People now want story, not just stars. In such a situation, films are becoming more expensive, but returns are uncertain. The result, risk is increasing, and investors are looking for safer routes. Then comes the major shift that changed Bollywood's entire business model, OTT platforms. There was time when OTT platforms bought digital rights for huge amounts. Films used to get guaranteed recovery. But after the global slowdown, OTT budgets have fallen. In the past 2 years, many major platforms have cut their content budgets by 40 to 50%, which means producers no longer get the 𝐼𝐸 security from OTT. And when the safety net disappears, the risk doubles. Now it is important to understand why the investor's mindset is changing. Film production is no longer a glamour-driven gamble, but a financial calculation. Today, an investor says that if they can get a 20 to 25% return by investing in a startup, if EV companies can give 10x growth, if fintech and healthcare are growing rapidly, then why should they come to the film industry, where sometimes you get returns and sometimes you get zero? Today, investors are looking for stability, looking for predictability. They want a business model where revenue repeats, like subscription-based apps, SaaS companies, direct-to-customer bratsa. But films? Their success is like a dice game. One film can earn 300 crores. Another film 30 crores. A third film may not even make 3 crores. This unpredictability has forced investors to step back. Here, the retreat of global studios is an even bigger shock. When giants like Disney and Viacom reduce their operations in India, the message to the world is that the Indian film industry is still not mature. Global studios don't want to take risks. This deeply affects investor psychology. They feel that if global giants are cautious, then local investors should also proceed carefully. Meanwhile, the discussion of consolidation has already begun in Bollywood. Experts say that the Indian film industry is highly fragmented, thousands of small producers, many mid-budget production houses, and only a few big giants. Until consolidation happens, mid-sized companies will not be able to achieve scale, and without scale investors will not come. Here comes another interesting twist. The producers of the Hindi film industry are now turning toward the south. And this migration is not just about language, but about business intelligence. In the south, films are made in 4 languages, fees are controlled, technical teams are efficient, and the audience is loyal. South cinema has shown through pan-India content that nothing sells without quality and audience connection, no matter how big the budget is. The second advantage of the South is that the production cost there is lower, while the output looks grand. That's why investors say, if Kannada, Tamil and Telugu cinema can make a film for 50 to 80 crores and earn 300 to 500 crores, then compared to that, a 200 to 250 crore Bollywood film getting stuck at 100 crores doesn't seem like an intelligent investment. The lack of infrastructure outside Mumbai has also turned investors away. In smaller cities, there are fewer theatres, screens are outdated, and ticket affordability is low. The tax structure is also not in favor of cinema. GST, entertainment tax, distribution cuts, all these together weaken film economics even more. And when expenses are high and revenue is limited, investors avoid risk. Now the question arises, how can Bollywood be revived? Experts say that the first step is bringing transparency. Film budgets, marketing costs, star fees, recovery channels, all of these should be accessible in professional formats. The second step is IP valuation. In its 100 years, Bollywood has created millions of characters, songs, and dialogues, but there has never been a systematic approach to monetizing them. Today, Hollywood's business is built on IP, whether it is Marvel or Star Wars. But Bollywood does not use its own gold mine at all. The third major step, copyright and anti-piracy laws. Piracy in India is so deep-rooted that 20 to 25% of theatrical revenue disappears. Investors know that whatever a film can earn, piracy can take away a huge part of it. The fourth step, policy support. Cinema is a cultural industry, but in India, it is still taxed like a luxury. Until the industry gets a policy boost, investors will remain cautious. The fifth step, shifting from a star-driven model to a content-driven model. The audience no longer buys tickets just by seeing a big hero. They want story, execution, and originality. Films like Kantara, Karthikeya, Drishyam, and 12th Fail have shown that if the story touches the heart, a big name is not necessary. Investors also feel more comfortable with content-backed films because the risk is lower and the audience connection is stronger. Now the real question, is Bollywood really sinking? Or is this just a transition phase? The truth is that Bollywood's boat is not sinking, but it has tilted to one side. If it is balanced properly, it will emerge even stronger. But if the industry continues to stick to its old pattern, heavy budgets, inflated star fees, predictable formula films, and risk-blind investments, then this boat can slowly fill with water and go down. Bollywood must understand that glamour doesn't always bring money. Brand value doesn't always build investor confidence. Social media popularity doesn't always fill the box office. And most importantly, no industry survives without storytelling. This is the time for Bollywood to reinvent itself. New stories, new directors, new actors, and new models. Only then will investors return. This crisis is frightening, but also full of lessons. Bollywood today stands at a crossroads. One path towards the old formula, which no longer works. The other path towards the future, where creativity, technology, data, and discipline can together create a new age Bollywood. And at this turning point, the real question lies with the audience. Do we want the same old masala films? Or do we truly want quality? Will we vote only for stars? Or for stories? Will we leave piracy and return to theatres? Bollywood's future is not only in the hands of producers or investors, it's also in the hands of the audience.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.